Happy Valentine's Day, everybody! Alright, so for today, I decided to read 2 tales that you can find on the wiki. Supposedly, at one point in 2021, there was a Valentine's, writer's battle on the SCP wiki, and as a result, there were multiple tales that were written. The 2 that we're going to be reading today are Remember Us by Oboe Bandgeek 99, and the other tale is My Mother's Roses by Jakdragon X. And last but not least, it is going to be SCP 1269. The reason why is because the first 2 tales are rather sad. The first tale is a love forgotten but not lost. The second tale is a love lost but not forgotten, which super depressing, super sad. So after that, if any of you guys have decided to watch the whole video, hopefully SCP-1269 will be a nice palate cleanser, make people laugh, because literally it is a mailbox that stalks people. So I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, whatever it is. Hopefully I will see you in the video. Can you remember?
Remember what?
Anything.
I'm not sure. I'll try.
Do you remember me?
No, but your face is familiar. Please, don't look away.
Do you remember the sunlight?
No,
No?
it was overcast. Mostly. Until a break in the clouds.
You're right. The sun was just how I felt. Poetic. Or maybe just stupid.
You don't seem stupid to me.
Anything else?
I remember wind. But it wasn't windy.
Serious.
I remember hearing wind. Wind on the words.
Zephyr. You heard Zephyr.
That's your name, isn't it?
Yes.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
You said that then, too. Such an interesting turn of phrase.
Weird.
Maybe a little, but mostly just interesting. I knew you'd be interesting. Do you remember your name?
My name? I only remember clouds. Light bursting through the rain. Wait. That's not at all. Light bursting through to make a rainbow. Does that have something to do with my name? Rainbow? That doesn't sound right.
No, it doesn't.
But it means rainbow, doesn't it?
It does. Anephorus.
Anephorus. I chose it.
Yes, you did. I always thought it was so clever. Anything else you remember?
About you or about me?
About anything.
Don't look away.
I'm not going to.
I remember something. Something about you.
Yes?
Your face. You were smiling.
I was.
I remember ice cream.
What?
Neapolitan ice cream. Dripping all the way down to the very end of your waffle cone.
I understand now. You're close.
I'm wrong. But I remember. My waffle cone had Neapolitan. But you had one too.
Yes, I did. We didn't agree on flavors.
We didn't. Wait.
Ugh! What?
Who gets spumoni?
I do.
You're twisted.
Must be.
Eating spumoni with a smile on your face, like a complete lunatic, made your hands sticky.
It did. It made my hand very sticky.
But I held it anyway.
You did. It made your hand very sticky, too. Do you want me to stop for today?
No. want to keep going.
Are you sure? I don't want to push you. You've been through enough.
I want to remember.
Okay. What do you want to remember? There's a lot to recover.
Please, don't look away.
I'm not planning on it.
I remember a dark room, you and me. Another burst of light. But not the sun. A television. A movie. We were watching a movie. An animated one.
Lilo and Stitch.
Is it a good film?
Your favorite. And truthfully, mine as well.
We should watch it.
I'd really like that.
What were we? Right. We were watching the film. I had fallen asleep. I woke up. You were playing with my hair.
It was very soft.
I liked it.
You said as much.
I liked your smile. I remember your lips on mine.
Yes, that's right. Apologies. It seems I didn't get as much sleep as I'd hoped. Didn't mean to yawn in your face.
I'm sorry.
What? Why?
This is really hard for you, isn't it?
Well, yes, but I think I'd prefer this over the alternative. We can stop if you want.
Is this what you want?
I want whatever you want.
Then I want to remember you.
Okay. Any other memories to pull at? Or would you like me to guide you?
You weren't very good at the last time.
What?
I remember you and me, us. Don't look away.
I promise. Go on.
We were walking in a forest.
Oh.
You were a bad guide. We got lost. It started raining, but we kept going. Something bad happened, didn't it?
Yes. Something really bad. And you had a choice. I had one too.
Did you make the right one?
I hope so. For your sake.
We can stop now.
Are you sure?
We can try again later. Maybe watch Lilo and Stitch. That might help. I have time, right?
Yes. You have all the time in the world. If you're certain you want to stop now.
I just don't want to see you sad. I like it when you smile.
So then. Tomorrow?
Wait. There's one more thing I remember.
Oh?
Something I bought that day. A ring.
What?
I may not remember us, but I know that things make sense when I see you. And that gives me a better understanding of me. And I want nothing more than to make you happy. I want to remember you. I want to remember us. Promise you won't look away?
Never.
My mother's roses.
The sun was just beginning to fall below the horizon as Dad and I hopped out of the Ford F-150 that he'd parked in a vacant patch of grass. By the time our feet landed on the gravel, the cold February air had already begun tickling our lungs. In response, our breath produced erratic puffs of fog back into the air. In front of my father and me, the oak tree line of Central Race Park cheerfully greeted us. With its swing branches, they probably felt lonely there, especially after everyone fled to the warmth of their homes when the sun began to set. For Dad and I, though, it was a perfect February 14th. Today was more than just some excuse for chocolates. It was also my parents' anniversary, their 6th one at that. Usually my father would have taken Mom on a plane to somewhere more romantic and lavishing than here, like New York or Las Vegas. I would have been left at home, being watched closely by my aunt or my grandmother,
Of course, they would always try and have fun with me while my parents were away. But even with my grandparents, I'd always wait angrily until Dad and Mom returned. I was always upset afterward that I could never tag alongside them as they witnessed the glittering skyscrapers and breathtaking landmarks of faraway places. However, this year was different. Instead, Dad had conspired a surprise for my mother. Now here we both were, silently walking a dirt path that led deeper into the forest. There was really no need to talk. We both knew the plan. In my desperate clutches, a bouquet of fake roses bobbed alongside my exaggerated bounds and lunges. I happened to glance over towards my father. His brown beard carried a bright smile as we looked at each other. My mom was a florist, and she loved many flowers, but she carried a particular soft spot for roses. I don't think there was a time where our house wasn't filled with flowers. Dozens of beautiful plants and flora, sometimes even bundled together. It makes everything so much better, my mom would say. Now, my father and I had planned to surprise her with a few roses of our own. It was a simple gift, so he told me as we arrived. Regardless, these were specially made for her, as a small token of our appreciation for her kindness or her gentle tone. Even the way she made us laugh when something bad happened. Everything that one could possibly imagine for someone. We wanted to thank her for it all. Valentines were usually a day for couples, but today it was a moment for her. Our excitement could barely stay contained by the wide grins as we progressed further to where she was. Mom had no idea what was about to happen to her, and that's what he and I counted on. After a moment, Dad cleared his throat, briefly snapping me away from my train of thought. The snow crunched beneath our feet as our soles impacted the ground. It was oddly a peaceful sound. As we walked, the rhythm slowly drifted me back into my mind. Soon, I began to think about all the times before this when Valentine's Day came around. Although I had always been too young to come with them, that never stopped my father from telling me all of their travels. He had made it clear that his favorite trip with Mom was to Paris some few years back. It was their perfect place. A beautiful and extravagant city for an amazing occasion. He would ramble on, telling me every detail that he could recount, from the places they saw to the nooks and crannies that they discovered on their strolls through the city. He would even tell me the taste of the food and drinks at the restaurants they ate at, or how the hotel room had caught the skyline just at the right angle at night. Dad was so vivacious that I'd often ask for him to repeat his story several more times as a kid. He could make you feel like you were right there with them, enjoying everything that Paris had to offer. The wind suddenly began its onslaught, but only the roses responded to its call. At one point, my father firmly grasped my shoulder, signaling that we were near our destination. After a few more steps, I could see my mother. She looked calm in her sat position, albeit somewhat confused with her furrowed brow. My mom's brown hair rocked carelessly around her shoulders as her light blue eyes glanced over towards us. Her expression quickly shifted into gleeful shock as she realized who we were. Dad and I both knew that our surprise had been successful. We quickened our pace as Mom cupped her hands over her mouth. I nearly lost grip on the bouquet as we closed the gap that previously split us apart. My mother remained still as we finally made it over to her. Dad and I quickly glanced towards each other before I dropped the bundle of flowers on the ground. I once again admired my mother. She looked amazing in her elegantly crafted dress and fur coat, even though I could see the bags under her eyes. She was always feeling sick or tired. But even while her fever rose and exhaustion lingered, Mom was always there for us. Dad had once told me that no one else in the world could rival my mother's beauty. In that moment, I actually started to believe him. My mother was smiling at her roses now. My father looked towards me again, the wind now settling.
We both decided to sit down in front of her, the bouquet separating us. I could feel Dad's hand reach over my shoulder as he tugged me closer. The snow was also beginning to seep into my pant legs. But I didn't care. I was too happy to give any credence to the cold. Mom was still smiling. Her dark brown hair, as always, covered a small portion of her face, preventing me from fully seeing her eyes. I simply responded to her with a smirk of my own. She was with us only in spirit, after all. The mound that sat in her place was a painful reminder of that. The mirage of my mother quickly faltered from my view as the realization began to kick in. I glanced upwards at her gravestone, noticing the engravings that had been inscribed below her name. A wife, a mother, an amazing daughter. You fought hard, and you fought well. Rest in peace, now, forever and always. It is only after this that I noticed the tears streaming down my cheeks. I quickly sniffled as snot dribbled down my nose. In an act of hope, I turned towards my father in fleeting desperation. My hands began to shake, but not from the cold. I think his stern eyes could tell that I was breaking. Dad, I whispered weakly. Why did God have to make her go? Why her? My father's eyes lowered to his lap. There was a long pause. Dad's mind was entrenched in thought, as I struggled to see him clearly through squinting eyes. After a few seconds of silence, I noticed his chest began to heave. Slow and deliberately, he quickly cleared his throat. My father then glanced towards my mother's grave before fully embracing me in his arms. I could feel his body tremble in my grasp as his voice quivered. His arms tightened around my body. He responded, Son, when you go into a garden, what flowers do you pick first? I froze in place as my eyes widened in disbelief. I didn't think that much about it. My mother was a florist, and she had always talked about how she chose her flowers. It was never from some random chance, nor from anything that could be considered evil. At that moment, I knew exactly what my father was trying to tell me. Everything made sense in a way that I never could truly explain. Before another thought could arise within my mind, I squeezed my father, hugging him as tightly as I could. We remained there for an eternity, each of us now battling through choked sobs and ragged breaths. In our wails, I felt so much closer to Dad than I had ever been before. It was during these few moments that I somehow found my voice again, buried in his chest and in front of my mother's grave. The most beautiful ones. Happy Valentine's Day, Mom. I think you would have loved those roses.
Item number, SCP-1269. Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. The property, where SCP-1269 is located, is to remain under the custody of the Foundation. No females 23 years of age or over are to enter the property except for the testing purposes. One male researcher is to reside within the property under the guise of the current resident, and is to monitor the behavior of SCP-1269. Description. SCP-1269 is a black aluminum curbside mailbox possessing a red flag and a white plastic box. SCP-1269 stands 1.3 meters tall, with a mailbox measuring 49.5 centimeters by 15.2 centimeters by 17.7 centimeters, consistent with the T2 mailbox size in the United States. The number blank is printed on the right side, and it lacks any manufacturer's marks, and has minor dents and abrasions, suggesting the object has been present on the property for some time. Due to the nature of SCP-1269's effect,
The object is permanently located in blank, Massachusetts, in front of the house number blank on blank avenue. SCP-1269's anomalous properties will manifest when a single female 23 years or older, hereafter referred to as the occupant, resides within the same property as SCP-1269. Approximately 2 weeks after the occupant moves in, SCP-1269 will start to manifest unaddressed letters every 4 days. The contents of the letters are romantic in nature and are targeted toward the occupant of the house. Surveillance within SCP-1269 has shown the letters manifest approximately 3 seconds after the occupant's mail has been delivered. Exactly 3 weeks after the appearance of the first letter, SCP-1269's secondary anomalous properties will manifest. Letters will begin appearing daily, with contents becoming increasingly more obsessive and erratic, until the point that letters regress into single sentences. In some occasions, multiple letters will appear within SCP-1269. Additionally, when not under direct supervision of the occupant, SCP-1269 will teleport to a location near the occupant and face them. This location will be partially obstructed, such as behind windows, cracked doors, and shower curtains. Under special circumstances, such as during sleep or when obscured by darkness, SCP-1269 will teleport near the occupant without obstruction. Whether or not the occupant relocates SCP-1269, the object will continue to teleport between a range of 1 to 5 times every 12 hours. SCP-1269 will not follow the occupant off the property, and all anomalous properties will cease manifesting after the occupant has either moved or expired. Attempts to remove SCP-1269 from its location have so far been unsuccessful. SCP-1269 will teleport to its original curbside location after 1 hour of relocation. If attempts are made to replace SCP-1269 with a new mailbox, the mailbox will be teleported away, with SCP-1269 appearing in its place. Approximately 3 hours after the disappearance of the new mailbox, it will reappear in a dumpster 25 kilometers away behind an abandoned blank franchise. Mailboxes recovered so far have all been found in varying amounts of disrepair within garbage bags and covered in painted-on words and phrases. Addendum: SCP-1269-A. On July 12th, 2004, D-69124, a male, was moved onto the property with the current test occupant, D-7283. After 7 weeks had passed, SCP-1269 stopped teleporting at this time. 3 days later, D-6912 disappeared from the property, causing SCP-1269 to resume all anomalous behavior. 2 weeks after the disappearance of D-69124 was found in similar location as to other replacement mailboxes. The subject was found within a large garbage bags with severe bruising and lacerations, an apparent fatal blow to the head, and a lack of hands and lips. See document SCP-1269-B for recorded phrasing. 3 days later, D-69124 disappeared from the property. Documents SCP-1269-A. Access granted. Transcribed below are several letters delivered to D-871523, who temporarily resided within the property of SCP-1269 for testing. July 21st, 1998.
I remember the day, the hour, the infinitesimal sliver of a second when I fell in love with you. Realized I love you, and only you. The moment my heart stopped, and I lived for you alone. Perhaps it was the way you carried yourself on the tired days. Perhaps it was the way your eyes shone when a transcendent beauty crossed your path. Would you understand how I longed to be that butterfly dancing on the afternoon breeze? That small flower struggling through the sidewalk cracks? That passing swan-like cloud in the sky? How I longed to be anything that would catch your eye and move your smile? You passed by me each day, never sparing me more than a glance. But for me, It is enough to carry me until the next day, as I wait to catch a glimpse of you and your unearthly beauty, your charming laugh, the graceful step. I love the way you dance whenever you walk. I love the way you tilt your head towards the sun. I love everything about you. I love you.
August 9th, 1998.
How could anyone describe you as perfect as you? Vision of excellence and loveliness. Every action of yours I've observed is embodied in the frailty and delicacy of a twirling snowflake, and yet you waltz into eternity with the softest motion, in perfect rhythm with the air and the world. You are beautiful. Every step, every pause, every breath of yours is a masterwork of the divine. Your presence brightens the world with a light that cannot be compared. You are the flower that nature cannot hope to match.
August 15th, 1998.
The color of your eyes reminds me of the depth and expanse of the night sky, a vast, dazzling microcosm of soft velvet and glimmering pinpricks of light.
August 18th, 1998.
Do you sing in the shower? If so, I've heard you. Such a tender, beautiful voice matches its owner.
August 21st, 1998.
I think of you and nothing, but as the days flow by, I yearn for a faint shimmer of your face as everything darkens tonight.
August 24th, 1998.
The wind was blowing, and I thought it whispered your name. Sadly, because that is what my heart is doing. Please write back. I keep thinking of the way your hair shines softly in the evening light, as if each strand is a shaft of the purest moonbeams. Please write back.
August 26th, 1998.
The trees drop their leaves and cry with me as I stand here alone. Will you please write back? XOXOXO. My shadow grows longer, as if reaching towards you. Please write. XOXOXO. I miss the light of your eyes and the harmony of your voice. Please write back. XOXOXO.
Documents SCP-1269-B. Access granted. Transcribed below are various phrases written on the mailboxes disposed of by SCP-1269. She's mine! She's mine! She's mine! You can't have her! She's mine! She's mine! Fuck you, you pile of plastic and wood! She's my everything! You are nothing to her! It is a fling and I know I'm doing her a favor! No, 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 no! You can't have her! No, no, no! I won't let you have her! No, 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 no! Who cares if your flag is bigger than mine? I know she doesn't care. She only sees the good in people and you are full of shit, you fucker! I know she loves me. It's okay, baby, it's okay. I love you too, and we'll be together forever and ever! You are nothing but a tool for her! But I am more. I am her everything, as she is mine. She used you, she used you, she used you! And now you're where you belong! See Addendum, SCP-1269-A. What is a man but a pile of shit that gets in the way of my love? How can she ever love you when you're so easily broken? She never even let you touch her. I saw the way she looked at you with hatred, and now she will love me forever!